Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Welcome to February 2023. Lots of growth happening. And one plant in bloom. So let's go ahead and get checking things out. Dendrochilum tenellum, now officially Collagenea tenella. It is pretty much fully bloomed out at this point. And it's very, very cute. I made a little video on Instagram today showing it off. And I do like it. Wish it had some kind of a fragrance, but it's just kind of cool to see those little flowers. There we go. There's so many of them. Super cute. So let's go left to right here. We've got Bulbo echinolabium back here in the corner. This is Hal. Hal's got a new leaf pushing up. I'm trying to water it every day as it forms new roots. When it pushes out that new growth, I want it to get as many new roots established as possible so we can get those bulbs nice and fat. They don't look too bad, but like I said, I've been watering it more than I usually do, so definitely need to keep that plant a little bit wetter. In front of it here we got Mormodia Jumbo World. Nice big fat seed pod down there, and then it's got a growth pushing out down there. And I hope that we're going to see some more growths pushing out in this plant. It had 3 last year, so I'm hoping to get at least 3 this year. Maybe one of them will put out 2. That'd be really nice. On the wall here we've got Cattleya dowiana, rosita, and it's got a new growth that's growing straight up out of it here. I mounted this one back in October, and a lot of the roots have already attached to the cork mount, so hopefully this new growth will send out some new roots and really grab a hold of it. Seems to be doing okay. Down here we've got several seedlings. One thing about having them right here at the edge, a lot of times I accidentally knock them over and then get little bark pieces everywhere, so they've all been knocked over a couple times, but for the most part they're looking good, rooting, and I'm just hoping that they keep doing what they're doing. And these larger compots really need to be repotted. They have to be repotted. I have to be really careful watering them now because they're so tightly packed in there. If I overwater, the roots will start to get kind of funky, maybe even start rotting. So whenever they're kind of tightly in here, I got to be extra careful with the water. We've got Bulbo medusae. This is the alba one I've had the longest. New growth there, and I saw at least one new growth in one of those lower bulbs as well. Growth here on some of my Cattleyas. This big mounted Cattleya rex has got several new growths on it. And Cattleya rex Inti has got a nice new growth, and I'm looking at it and I'm asking myself, now wait a minute, that doesn't look very big. So hopefully we're gonna, I mean, if you can see the last, it can make really big growths, but I'm wondering if having 2 pods on it is sucking so much life out of it that it's not able to put a nice big fat growth on. But maybe it'll just swell, maybe it's gonna get bigger. We will see. Or could be a more diabolical reason why that's not looking like a very big growth. More seedlings in the middle there, and then we've got Cattleya rex Wayra. Wayra's a little further along than Inti was, and you can see the growths. I don't know if that's necessarily bigger than the one on Inti. Kind of looks like it though, but they do continue to swell and grow. There's another one down here, looking pretty good. And my Trianae, this is AC Burrage. 2 nice new growths coming up on that. Still don't know if that's going to be big enough to bloom. Might need another year, but we can be hopeful. Bulbo lepidum on the right. 3 nice new growths, clearly visible there, and really starting to get going with the roots. And then next to it we have Bulbo lovely Elizabeth. Just finished a really nice, huge new bulb. Lots of roots pouring out of that guy too. Also breaking through the other side of the basket. Got our little friend Dendrochilum tenellum here again. In the back we've got Cattleya maxima with some gorgeous big new growths. This got upgraded to the largest air cone pot that I have, so probably going to divide this guy next fall. Next to it we've got Cattleya Mayu, 2 nice new growths and lots of roots. But this plant did have an issue with rot last year, so I'm watching the back bulbs especially very, very carefully, because that rot can sneak up very quickly. So really keeping an eye on that. Some green starting to show on my Catasetinae types. This is one of the new crosses by Fred Clark. You can see a little green blob there, kind of in the in the middle of the bulb, so don't know if that's a new growth gonna try to spike, or it might just not do anything. Back here we've got Cycnoches cooperi putting out a growth. You can see that the growths, they're kind of stair-stepped, so each year they're a little bit higher than the last one, so that one's going to have to reach down a little bit with its new roots before it's able to hit the medium, but I'm not too worried about that. Should be okay. And then little Cloesia Rebecca Northern, grapefruit pink. It's got a nice little growth pushing out there. Lots of various seedlings through here, putting out new growths. Got a little growth here. Got a nice little growth poking out down there on my medusae. This is Pulcherima, just finished a nice 2-leaf growth. Purpurata, finishing up a growth here. Blossfeldiana, lots of little new growths kind of hiding in there, but I can't get my hands in there. But there's several little ones. We'll start seeing poking out the sides pretty soon. My other dowiana rosita has a nice little growth down here, starting to poke out. And then Cattleya hardiana is finishing up a growth. And once that gets finished up, I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to put out a second one for this year. I think this is going to be a summer bloomer, so it's great if it wants to put out 2 bulbs this year. That might actually get it ready to bloom next year. Who knows? Really, really looking forward to this. The parents of this plant are pretty significant. One is a dowiana from Stewart's, which was a really well-known, well-respected orchid nursery that closed several years ago. It was a big name in Cattleya, and then it's crossed with the FMB clone of Varsovicii, which is a semi-alba clone, and again, pretty well-known. And Chadwick says in his book that one of the best, and a lot of the crosses use that FMB. And then down here we've got little Germanii alba. This believe comes from H&R. And then these are some Rexes that came from Peru Flora. And we've got some growth poking out on them. Some nice little growths on there. So looking okay. Who knows what those are going to look like? Those come from a grab bag of 5 different varieties. So your guess is as good as mine what those are going to look like. And then again, these little dowiana aureus looking great. Just beautiful new leaves, just so perfect. And hopefully we're going to get lots of rooting down there in that mix. And that's just about it. We are, I'd say, 3 months from flowers. The first flowers that we're gonna see after this guy are gonna be probably this guy, Wayra. And that's still a few months away. But growth is good. Nice to see. Hope that your plants are also growing well. And we'll see you again right here on My Green Pets. This is William Green. Take care.